Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shells, Dutch slicers, peasants, vassals. I'm a useful idiot. Today I want to talk about Barack Obama's second inauguration. And originally I wanted to include an interview with my mom because I went and saw her this weekend and she said something about the inauguration and I could hardly top it. And basically it was the idea that Barack Obama was already inaugurated once 4 years ago. This new ceremony is unnecessary and a gigantic waste of money. We're just throwing money down the shithole because they want spectacle and pomp and circumstance because they want it. And it's not doing any good for anybody. So my hat's off to you, Mom. You nailed that one. But here we go. We have Barack Obama's second inauguration. And just like all the other vacant corporate culture that we have in America, we have all these entertainers paraded out there. And it just turns into a giant spectacle with a bunch of empty rhetoric and speeches and grandiose gestures that have nothing to do with what Barack Obama is going to be doing the next 4 years. And I want to point out the most disgusting, egregious part of Obama's second inauguration is that it's on Martin Luther King Day. And for him to claim the mantle of Martin Luther King and invoke the spirit of Martin Luther King on this day is ridiculous and disgusting. Because Barack Obama is the antithesis of everything that Martin Luther King believed in. Martin Luther King was an outspoken critic of the Vietnam War and everything it represented. And he was an outspoken critic of the white privileged class. And here we have Barack Obama, who is black only incidentally. And he is now the champion of the white privileged class. So his blackness has nothing to do with anything. And in fact, what it does show is that he has betrayed his race. And he has betrayed the ideals by the greatest leaders in black civil rights movement, including Martin Luther King. And the fact is, what would Martin Luther King, we have an entire electorate, particularly on the liberal side, I'm sad to say, that somehow thinks that Barack Obama is a crowning achievement of Martin Luther King's struggle. And I beg to differ. I would suggest that Martin Luther King is turning in his grave. His initial pride that America elected its first black president would turn to dismay, disappointment, and disgust when he saw what this black president has come to represent. He is more white than any white president that we've ever had. He has coddled Wall Street. He's bailed out the banks. He stabbed the American middle class and working class in the back at every opportunity. He continues to expand interventions across the globe. We have Vietnams across the globe. What do you think Martin Luther King would think of that? What do you think Martin Luther King would think about these interventions? What do you think Martin Luther King would think the fact that we have to meddle in the internal struggles of nearly every nation on this planet, that we've suspended constitutional rights, but we're even turning back the clock on civil rights to go along with turning back the clock on our civil liberties. So I find this a disgusting display, and particularly at this very moment, because not only is it Martin Luther King Day, but we have a black president who has unleashed the United States military in a grand plan to recolonize Africa. What do you think Martin Luther King would think about that? That the U.S. military and the U.S. Foreign policy is now going to go back into Africa and strip them of their resources and take advantage of all the failed states in Africa. I'm sure Martin Luther King would be real proud of that too, wouldn't he? So anyway, here's to you, Barack Obama. You have the audacity of 10 men. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.